Imagine you're fresh out of your accreditation, bursting with excitement to help people reach their goals. But then the harsh reality sets in. Pushing personal coaching or sessions feel like pulling molars, and the constant selling yourself leaves you feeling like a used car salesman. Is this really what building a successful health and fitness career means? Feeling inauthentic and pushy just to get clients? Ugh. The turning point. A friend pops up with a surprising suggestion. Podcasting. You scoff at first. Talking to a microphone for hours? Sounds lonely. How am I supposed to get clients hiding behind a mic? But the idea lingers. What if you could share your passion, your expertise, and connect with people who genuinely resonate with it? No scripts, unless you want. No pressure, just you being you. It's not an overnight success story, but slowly, things shift. People start reaching out, thanking you for the valuable content, sharing their struggles and triumphs. They feel like friends, not leads. Soon, inquiries about working with you start rolling in organically. The quote-unquote selling part, it practically vanishes. Now your podcast is the heart of your business. You get to help people, share your passion, and build genuine relationships, all without feeling like a slimy salesperson. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Jamie Kennedy, executive podcast producer at Brave Moon Podcasts. We've produced podcasts for Virgin Active Health Clubs, Functional Training Institute, well-being coaches and speakers, and many more. I'm including all of the insider secrets I've learned along the way being a podcast producer for some of the top health and fitness brands on the charts today. So whether you're a small business owner, health and fitness professional, or a wellness enthusiast looking to boost your brand through podcasting, this podcast is for you. For a comprehensive list of the equipment and software my clients use, head to my website and grab my free Start a Podcast guide. I've condensed months of research into this guide, offering you the industry's best choices. Download it today. The link is in the show notes. All right, coach, let's talk about the elephant in the recording studio, selling. We all know it's important to attract clients and grow your business, but let's be honest, traditional sales pitches can feel a bit icky, especially in the world of podcasting. Think about it. You're listening to a show you enjoy, learning valuable stuff, feeling connected, then bam, suddenly the host turns into a used car salesperson, hawking their services with a script that sounds more desperate than delicious. Ugh, instant mood killer, right? Here's the thing, listeners are smart. You're smart. They can smell inauthenticity from a mile away. And trust me, when a sales pitch feels forced or manipulative, it backfires big time. You end up pushing people away instead of drawing them in. So what are some common salesy mistakes we podcasters make? Let's name and shame, gently, of course. Number one is the hard sell, hitting listeners over the head with features and benefits without addressing their actual needs. It's like trying to sell a sumo wrestler a weight loss pill. It's not going to work. Number two is the testimonial trap. Stringing together a bunch of glowing testimonials without context. Sure, they sound impressive, but without understanding the why behind them, they fall flat. You have to make sure that the listener relates to the testimonials that you're sharing. And number three, the scarcity scam. Creating a sense of urgency with limited time offers or exclusive access. This tactic might get a few quick sales, but erodes trust in the long run and turns listeners off. Not to mention that your podcast is an evergreen marketing strategy, which means that new listeners can find your episode at any point. So it makes it really tough to create a limited time offer in which a listener feels that they missed the window. Too late, donezo. Podcasting should always be about building relationships, not closing deals. When you focus on providing value, sharing your expertise, and genuinely connecting with your audience, the sales will naturally follow. Think of it as planting seeds of trust that blossom into loyal clients over time. So, is there really a way to sell authentically on your podcast without sounding like that used car salesperson? Absolutely. We're going to talk about a much smarter, more organic approach, which is to build your email list through your podcast. Imagine your email list as a fitness community. Each listener is like a person embarking on a fitness journey. You, as the coach, provide valuable workout routines, healthy recipes, and motivational tips to help them reach their goals. As they progress and see results, their trust and connection with you deepen, making them more open to exploring your personalized training programs or other offerings. Here's the beauty of this approach. Podcasts are like magnets for your ideal audience. You're already attracting people interested in your niche, building trust with your authentic voice and expertise. Why not leverage that connection to nurture a relationship beyond the single episode? But here's the key. Your email list is still all about providing value. I feel like a broken record. In this day and age of marketing, providing value is key. So don't just blast your email list with sales pitches. Instead, try these things to focus on instead. Number 1, offering free downloadable resources that solve your audience's pain points. This could be a mini guide, a checklist, or even a cheat sheet. Number 2, sharing exclusive podcast bonus content not available to the general public. This could be extended interviews, Q&A sessions, or deeper dives into specific topics. And number 3, providing valuable insights and tips relevant to your audience's needs and goals. Remember that people don't buy products, they buy solutions. By consistently offering value, you're building trust and establishing yourself as an authority. You're not just selling something, you're becoming a trusted guide on their journey. And when they're ready to invest, guess who they'll think of first? Yep, it's you. Selling without the dreaded sales pitch is really about playing the long game and building trust with your dream clients. Building an email list takes time and effort, but the payoff can be huge. You'll have a direct line of communication with your ideal audience, a platform to nurture relationships, and ultimately an engaged community ready to say yes to your offerings. Now, you may be wondering, why do I have the gall to talk about this? What in my experience has led me to be able to say that a podcast and an email list works for you? One thing I really pride myself on is that I think people love to open my emails. Whereas the industry average open rate for emails is about 20%, I consistently get over 60 to 70% open rate. So what this tells me is I'm thinking 60 to 70% of people on my email list are really loving my emails. And I think why they love my emails is that I do offer value to them. I share insights into the latest podcast episode. I also give them one brave thing that they could do that will help them grow their business. So for these reasons, I truly believe in an email list, and I truly believe that if you provide valuable resources to your email list, they will love you in return. All right, we've learned why pushy sales tactics backfire and the magic of building an email list. Now let's get down to brass tacks. How do we actually sell authentically on our podcasts? Remember that it's all about subtlety, value, and building genuine connections. Here are some strategic soft sell hacks to sprinkle into your episodes. Hack number 1, share inspiring client success stories. Nothing speaks louder than results. Feature case studies of clients who achieved amazing things with your help. Share their struggles, celebrate their victories, and showcase the impact that you can make. For example, I'm going to tell you about one of my most favorite clients I've ever worked with. Meg Durham started her podcast with $11.26 in her business bank account. And now she has a thriving business and a book publishing deal. She's in the top 10% of all podcasts globally. She consistently ranks in the top charts in education and self-improvement, and 93% of her listeners match her target audience, aka her dream clients. So what do we do for Meg? Well, first, we edit her episodes like we would a story, ensuring that each episode captivates her listeners. Her topics are rich and insightful, so it's important to foster deeper understanding for her audience. In addition, we also create show notes that are rich in keywords that help her get discovered on the various listening apps. If you're curious to learn more about Meg and listen to her podcast, please check out the show notes. There is a link to her case study there. Hack number 2, Give your audience a taste of what you offer with free downloadable resources related to your paid services. This could be a mini workout plan, a healthy recipe guide, or a meditation cheat sheet. Make it valuable, actionable, and branded with your expertise. As an example, I offer my free Start a Podcast guide, which I mentioned earlier, which actually features the exact equipment and software setup that I use for my podcast. No fancy, expensive, or confusing equipment. Definitely not. I wanted to make sure that my setup was something that even someone's grandma could work with. Yes, it really is that simple. Hack number 3. Sprinkle in genuine testimonials from happy clients, but choose your words wisely. Instead of focusing on features, emphasize the emotional impact your services had on their lives. Let their gratitude shine through, connecting with listeners on a deeper level. And most importantly, share the elements of their testimonials that relate to your dream client. For example, I just had a client post an amazing Instagram story where she shared, "Jamie Kennedy has been a game changer for our podcast journey. I highly recommend Brave Moon Podcasts and Jamie Kennedy to anyone seeking a partner who not only delivers exceptional podcast production, but also genuinely cares about the success and well-being of her clients. I'm sharing this testimonial with you because I honestly think of you as being my dream client. You're here, you're interested in a podcast. You're in the health and fitness world like me. You have a small business and you want it to grow and you want to find a way to make it grow authentically. This client's testimonial that I just shared, she's exactly like you. She's a conscious parenting coach and she's a breathwork practitioner. She has a small business that she's excited to grow, and she knows that podcasting is a way to make that happen. So she's really made it the center of her entire marketing strategy. Listen, I know it can be really hard to share testimonials. It feels a little bit like you're bragging. And if you suffer from imposter syndrome and perfectionism like me, you can relate. It doesn't feel quite right to share testimonials. Will everyone experience 5 stars working with you? It's almost like you're afraid to share a raving review just in case someone else doesn't have the same experience. But you have to remember, every time someone sets aside time in their busy lives to think of you and to give you a compliment is a huge deal and something that should never be taken lightly. There's so much gratitude I have now for every testimonial provided, knowing that that person cared enough to create it. So let's do them a service by sharing it with the world, because everyone else deserves to hear it too. Hack number 4, tease upcoming events. You can absolutely mention upcoming workshops, consultations, or coaching programs that you offer. Don't pressure anyone, but simply plant the seed and highlight the benefits. You can always offer something exclusive just to your podcast audience, using a special podcast discount code or something to indicate they're valued as a listener. Keep these promos to less than 30 seconds. Hack number 5, craft compelling calls to action. Don't just say, join my email list. Tell them why it's valuable. Offer enticing incentives like bonus content, exclusive offers, or early access to future podcast episodes or programs. Make it clear that they'll gain by joining your community. Remember, throughout all of this, authenticity is your superpower. Be yourself, express genuine passion for your work, because we know that you are in fact genuinely passionate, and focus on helping your audience. The sales will naturally follow when you build trust and establish yourself as a valuable resource. Thank you again so much for joining me on your podcasting journey. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a 5-star review. It helps people like you find this podcast as well. Until the next episode, keep those conversations flowing and keep being the amazing powerhouse that you are. And as always, remember that consistency, authenticity, and promoting your podcast are key to your success. Happy podcasting.